my name is Rebecca, never Becky, and today I'm asking the top questions about weddings. Whether you're the one getting invited to or you're the one who's planning it, I need your help. Come educate me. What goes on in weddings, guys? Tell me. And today I will be teaching you guys how to also create very inexpensive glam looks for weddings or occasions just with drugstore brands. So let's get into this video. Okay guys, we're gonna jump right into this video. I'm gonna be using everything drugstore as much as possible. I will say the only thing that will not be from the drugstore is the palette that I will be using, which is going to be Anastasia Renaissance palette, and I think a lip liner, just a few things. So we're going to get into this video. I'm going to be doing today is like, as a wedding guest, what should our makeup be? And so I've been to, I want to say, maybe 4 weddings in my lifetime, maybe 5 weddings in my lifetime. And so I just wanna show you guys simple, easy ways to put on really glammed up look for weddings. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my e.l.f. primer. Again, guys, everything in this video I will be using, it's gonna be mainly drugstore products. And I'm just going to distribute out this primer throughout my face. And you guys know that I like to do my brows before I do a full face, only because it just saves time that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this in. Okay guys, I'm gonna be going in with my Maybelline Matte and Poreless, the Fit Me foundation. I'm going to be putting some right here on my hand, just so I can have control of how much I'm using and how much I'm distributing throughout the skin. But I want to ask you guys, I guess, my top 5 questions about weddings. If you are, you know, a guest in the wedding, or if you've never been to a wedding, these are some questions that, you know, maybe you guys can hold on to, use it one day. But these are some questions I wanted to know. So like, who is like a must-have on your list of people you have to invite? Like, who is the family member that even though maybe you do or maybe you don't want them there, but you have to have them? Who is that in you guys' family? Leave me comments to the questions. Know like who is going to be doing what, like how important that family member is to have. Just so you guys know, I've never had a wedding, so I don't know like all the details. I've been in like really good like in with weddings where I'm watching a lot of stuff happen. Like for example, my sister's weddings, I've, you know, of course attended those weddings. My line isn't straight, that just happened. So like, tell me guys, who is your must-have to invite to your wedding one day? Like if you're planning on getting married this year, or if you were planning your own wedding, who are the people that you have to have on your list? I'm curious to know. I guess mine would be, we're gonna skip me because I don't know. Let's move on. I'm gonna go ahead right now and go in with my beauty blender, and I'm gonna blend out the concealer, and I use Cafe and Maybelline concealer, the Fit Me, I use Cafe. So I'm gonna move on to my next question. I'm right now just blending out the concealer with my NYX brush. I actually just purchased it, it came in the mail. So again guys, if you guys need certain things, don't forget, just order it instead of having to leave your house, just order it online. But I'm taking my NYX brush, and all I'm doing right now is merging the 2 products, blending them in, making them look very seamless. So that's all that I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna ask you guys my next question, and that is name placement cards necessary at a wedding? If you say yes, tell me why. If you say no, leave me comments below guys and tell me why. So my second question is, why is name placements important, I guess. Why I think name placements cards are important, I think just to give people structure at your wedding. You're not just, you know, wandering or just picking a spot that's inappropriate. So I think that's why name placements are important, and maybe that's the purpose of nameplates. But I think sometimes people have other motives, like not wanting certain family members to sit together. Maybe there's some feuding uncles. So if you guys have experienced that, or if you guys haven't and you don't know why card placements are important, leave me that comment too. I'm curious to know what you guys think. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my banana, my Sasha Buttercup setting powder. I'm gonna be using that, and yes guys, this is an old school girl right here. That is an Old Faithful. I'm just gonna be using just a little bit just to set the face, and I'm not gonna be using too much because with Sasha Buttercup setting, I wanna say if you use too much, it's way too yellow, so be careful. You won't get flashback though with this one. I've used this one for years and I've never really got harsh flashback unless I use too much. So that's who lifts the veil. Is it traditional to have the father of the bride lift that veil, or is it the husband that lifts the veil? You guys tell me. I have never been married. Again, I don't know. So you guys have to tell me and let me know. I'm gonna actually, guys, be using, sorry to be skipping off of my subject, but that is again my question: who lifts the veil? Is it the husband, or is it the dad that lifts the veil? You guys tell me if that's tradition or not. But okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the Renaissance palette. I'm gonna go ahead and use, again, I'm gonna try to keep everything drugstore, but I'm gonna use my e.l.f. brush. This is gonna be Taskly because I haven't used my e.l.f. brush to blend out in years, guys. So I'm gonna take a flesh tone color out of the palette, and I'm just gonna apply it right underneath the brows. And as I'm doing this, I'm gonna ask you guys another question about weddings, and the next question is, how long do you feel like a reception should last? Like, how long do you think receptions to last? Like, I think maybe if I'm having fun at a reception, I don't want to leave for hours. So I'm gonna say a decent amount, 4 hours, and that's depending on how long the wedding was. That's gonna be depending on the food, because it's gonna take me a while. You know, I want to eat, drink, and have fun, but I also want to have like good food, because I feel like good food keeps people, and good price drinks keep people for sure. So my next question for you guys is, how long it should be a receptionist after the wedding? Like, how long should that go for? I say 4 hours. You guys tell me, you know, what you guys think, how long it should be. Just leave the number in the comment, 4, 5, 2, an hour. Like, how long should it go on for? I'm gonna go in with the Renaissance palette and using this orange color. It's called Regular, and I'm going to now blend that color out on the outsides of my eye where my crease bone starts. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. But my next question for you guys is rehearsal dinner necessary to have? Is rehearsal dinners important? What are we getting out of rehearsal dinners? Do you actually rehearse, or are you guys just meeting up and just eating? You guys have to tell me. I do not get rehearsal dinners at all. And I mean, from what I've seen from movies at least, you are at least thanking everybody, the family, the close families that are there, but isn't that like kind of meant for the wedding portion, I thought? I don't know what the traditional way is, and I don't even know people even abide by those rules anymore. So you guys tell me, is that like something that you guys do if you have been married, or if you haven't been married, or if you've never been to a wedding? Just tell me, you guys, what your thoughts are. I would be happy to hear them. I'm gonna go in with a little darker color, guys, just to give this some depth to it. I'm going to go right here in my crease bone, and it's pretty dark, so I don't need to go too heavy. I'm going to take my e.l.f. brush. I was using the Renaissance brush that came with the palette, so I cheated, sorry guys, but I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna go in again with my e.l.f. and I'm going to just give this some body, some depth, make my eyes look less bigger and wide. I want it to look like I'm paying attention a little bit. So I'm just taking this brush and I am just blending it out. And again, majority of the products in this video, guys, were mostly drugstore brands. Like my concealer was from Maybelline, and I did use L'Oreal to bronze my face. And what else did I use? Mostly e.l.f. brushes. I did sneak a couple of Morphe, but that was pretty much it. So what I did, guys, is I add a little bit here and then I take a clean brush and I blend it out. And the reason why I switch out the brushes, because with e.l.f. brushes, it will drag the product throughout your face. It won't do an amazing job. The little blending brushes, the like dollar blending brushes is what I'm using. They don't do an amazing job blending out once the product has already touched the brow. So I like to use two different brushes to do it. It's the same exact brush. I'm just alternating how much product is on it. Because I know this is a clean brush, I'm just using this one because it just helps me distribute out the product a lot better. So that's what I'm doing. So as you guys can see, here it has it's a little bit deeper, it's a little bit in depth. I have a bone now. It doesn't look so crazy. So again, I'm just taking a little bit of the product and I am, when I say going hard, making sure there's no crease lines anywhere. We're making sure that product has been blended out. When you're dealing with cheaper brushes, just so you're aware, like it's a little bit harder to blend out. So when you have cheap brushes, don't literally stop blending, honey. Like that is going to save you. And I raised my brow because I want it to be seamless. So there is a reason why. And it's helpful to know, like, why do people raise their brows when they're doing it or make facial expressions when you're doing your makeup? Simply because we want to see our faces and how it would look if we were to move our faces around. Like, does it help? Is it looking worse? So it's helpful to move your face around, and you'll do what works for you, but that's just why. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is add some shimmer in the tear duct of my eyes, and I'm gonna add some falsies. But my last question is, guys, is a +1 necessary? If you're invited to a wedding and they give you the option of a +1, is it necessary to bite one, or do you go so low? Again, leave me a comment below to this question. If you are invited to a wedding and they give you the option of a +1, is it important to invite one, or is it not? Like, is it like not something you find necessary? I've always had a +1 to a wedding. I lied. I have not always had a +1 to a wedding. My best friend, when she got married a year or two ago, I can't remember now. I feel like they've been married forever. But I was actually solo at the wedding, so I would say no. +1s are not necessary. Needed, so I would say no. I would say no, but you guys let me know how you feel if +1s are important. I'm gonna go ahead and add some falsies, guys. This is pretty much the look. I think I'm gonna go ahead and smudge out this same color. It's called Regular underneath the eye here, so that's what I'm going to do now. I am going to cheat with this one, guys, and take my Morphe brush, which again, I don't feel like I'm completely cheating. You just can't find it at your local drugstore. You could find this brushes at Ulta. You can find it at the Morphe store, or ordering them online as well. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start lining my lips with Chestnut. I'm going to be using Maybelline. I'm not sure what color I'm gonna use, but it will be like a nude color. So I think like very nice subtle looks to the face for weddings is honestly appropriate. I feel like when you're trying too hard, it comes off like that. So I I personally like to do very soft, subtle looks at weddings. I think even in winter weddings, I just think soft and subtle. It's such a special occasion. I don't know why in my mind, I just think I don't want to be anyone's, you know, topic of discussion today. I want to make sure it's about the bride. So in my mind, I like to keep everything soft, subtle. I can do shimmers, but I don't have to go crazy about it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Okay guys, so I went ahead and added the lip. I'm gonna go in with my Milani bronzer, or I'm sorry, as my Milani highlighter on the cheeks here. And I'm going to highlight the face with Milani. So this is the finished look. I'm not gonna get dressed for this look. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna just be relaxing in my living room, you know, so why go all the way today? But I did want to come on here and show you guys how you can simply get glammed, have a wedding inspired look with the simplest things that's in your house right now. And that's just like all your drugstore brands. So Maybelline, L'Oreal is what I use. I did use Milani. So those are some brands that I use just to make this very simple look, you know, wedding appropriate. It is honestly so cool just to be able to do this. So hopefully you guys learned something, and hopefully I get some response back in my comments below about my questions, guys. If you don't remember my questions, rewind, answer the question you want, leave a comment below. I want to know what you guys think.